1 second.
That's all right. Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, let's just jump into it because I can't find my questions. All right. So, right, how do you pretty much start the game? So, I know that you have to. Some people kind of throw out their what is it? Their referral code. What does that exactly get you?
Okay, so yeah, so simply you can start by just putting in your email, sign up by your email. It's pretty simple, and if you do use it for referral code from somebody else, like my own one is JGweb3. If
Mhm.
you use that, the person so me, then basically gets if you do your KYC on it, I'll get $25 worth of crown sent to me, but also then I'll get a percentage of any wagers the new player um, bets with, or
Mhm.
any sales they have, or any purchases they have. I don't take any directly off them. That's just
Yeah.
PFL basically saying thank you for referring this new player to the game. So yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's literally went live yesterday. The referral system, so it's pretty early
Oh.
days, but it is pretty simple to sign up. To sign up with your email, get a referral code from somebody.
Mhm.
Lots of people offer different things. Like I offer a raffle for a horse every month, so like a paid horse. So
Mhm.
if you use my referral code, you basically get into a raffle to win a horse from me.
Wow, so $25, and then you said you're getting not directly from the player, but from Photo Finish Live. That's forever, just for referring that person.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
There's limits on it, but like I
Yeah.
mean, it's maxed out at 30 signups, but like that's 750
Mm-mm.
crown. I mean, for market sales, it's 8 million worth of market sales, 16 million of earnings from picks, which is the punting side of things. So it seems to be a pretty, pretty worthwhile if you can get a few people to come on board.
Oh
Yeah,
man, 30
try get them to
signups.
use her.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but that's the max you said. Okay.
yeah. That's the max. Yeah, that's the max.
Okay, so I guess I should have started off with a new account, but okay, so you said right when you open up the website, you're pretty much logging into or you're using your email.
Yes, it's just a
Then
sign up button. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Sign up button, and you just use your email address. That's really they'll send a verification email to that
Mhm.
email. You click that, and you set up your password, and you're in. And you straight away have your free horse sitting in your stable, ready to name and ready to race. It's completely free to try it out.
So yeah, I have a trainer horse, and I never really used it. I think I only used it what? How many times? 4 times. Now, how does that
Yeah,
work if you are not happy with the horse that you have, the trainer horse? Are you able to just recycle it for a new one?
yeah. But you basically once you race it in a season, which
Mhm.
obviously we know is 4 weeks. You're stuck with that horse for the 4 weeks. But after the 4 weeks, you can then replace that, swap that horse out for a different horse. If you don't think it's any good,
Four
or doing
weeks.
what you wanted to do. But once you race it once within any season, you're basically got that horse for the season.
Oh, the trainer horse for season, which is 4 weeks. Okay,
Yeah, 28 days. Yeah, 4 weeks exactly. Yep.
season. Okay.
And that's a 2-year-old. So each like the normal aging system with the trainer horse starts as a 2-year-old, so it's ready to race. And then after its first season, it'll go to a 3-year-old, and then a 4 year
Mhm.
old, and a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, until at any stage you decide to swap that out.
Okay. And then what about how many years can a horse reach before they? I don't think they can die, right? So what is it like? You just retire them, or they no longer race, or how does that work?
Yeah, basically when you can't race after age 8, so when it turns 9, and then
Mhm.
you basically can retire that horse, and you can go into a stud barn. If it's a colt, you can retire a horse at any stage, a male or female. It
You
won't.
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
You said what? That you can retire them what?
You can retire them at any stage.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that too. Why do people retire horses before? You said the cap was 9, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it automatically retires at age 9. Basically, for a colt, they might think it has some stud ability, but that's really dependent on the attributes that it actually Can you just give me 2 minutes? I just got to nip up to one of my boys has just woken up.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you give
Go
me
ahead,
two
go ahead.
minutes? I'll come back
Yeah,
to
of
you.
course.
Yeah, just give me 2 minutes. Sorry.
That's interesting. Okay. Capped at 9 stud. Okay. Yeah, because I've definitely seen people retiring their horses before that. But okay. Um, I will be putting his stable name and his referral code below once I upload the video on YouTube and on Twitter. So make sure to jump on there, and then get your free trainer horse and give it a go. All right. We'll be waiting for him until he returns.
Okay, sorry about that, my friend.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries.
Just,
Okay.
yourself, the kids just woke up. Just have to resettle them there. That's all good. So yeah, I was talking about the colts and the females, obviously, with retirement age and everything. That normally, with either of the horses when they're racing, it's kind of seen age 2 is the sort of kind of a it's really a young horse, so it's a bit sporadic in what it actually does. Sometimes
Mhm.
it can run really well and really badly, so it's a bit sporadic. But as it gets to age 3 and 4, they're its prime racing years.
Mhm.
And usually see your highest sort of fleet figures. So like that's a rating on each race it runs. Age 3 and 4, and then from 5, 6, 7, 8, it starts to decline.
Mhm.
But there is sort of older age races later on that you can go into, and so you're running against the younger horses, which will be better.
You said from five to 8, they start to
Yeah,
decline. You said okay. And
yeah.
what
Now,
do you mean by that?
so
Mhm.
okay, so very simply, each race the horse runs, it gives what's called a fleet figure, and that fleet figure basically says, hey, in this race you ran, let's for example, a 66, right?
Mhm.
And you might have won that race, so that's a good result. You won the race, you hit a fleet figure of 66. So you run the next race, you hit a 65, you might come third or fourth. You run the next race and you run about a different distance, and it runs a 55. So
Mhm.
that fleet figure has dropped. So you said, oh, I want to go back to where it's got its highest fleet figure. So you basically started running at the But when you get to like age four, like age four, maybe sorry, age five, that you might keep running them at the same distance, expect them to keep running at 66, 67, 68,
Yeah.
but you'll see a decline because that horse is aging. Not all horses age good and bad. Some get better. Majority, 75% probably get a little bit worse.
Okay. So that would be the reason why some people end up retiring their horses earlier than 9.
Yeah, potentially, like if that horse just cannot win races after it turns three or after it turns 4/5,
Yeah.
there's no point in racing it. If you can't,
Yeah.
there's different types of races that we will get into, but if it's not a profitable horse, you can retire it. Now the problem is, if you retire a horse, it's only really got a chance in a stud barn, and it needs to be very, very, very good, and it needs to reveal very strong attributes, which we'll
Mhm.
talk about in a minute as well, because if not, you're not going to get a different stable to come in and try stud with your colt.
Mhm.
It's a bit different on the mare side of things, on the female side of things, because they obviously can produce a colt that you keep, or sorry, a foal that you keep in your stable. So that's the breeding aspect of it. We'll get into it, I think in part two of this. But
Right.
basically, that a female, you can go to a stud barn, get that female pregnant, and at the end of the season, that female will give you a foal that you can keep, and that foal will, be a 0-year-old foal. It'll go through a season being zero, go through a season being one, and then it can only race when it's age two,
So
and
it
then
has
you
to
can
wait.
start racing that foal.
Yeah. So that foal has to wait 2 seasons, which is 2 months,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly. 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, that
8 weeks.
long wait.
Okay. So yeah. Oh, okay. So the female, how many times can it breed before it's capped out?
So a female can. So here's the difference between a male and female. So the female can only breed once per season, and
Once per season.
it can do that until it's age 24.
Until it's what? Age 24?
Age, yeah,
So 24
it can only
fowls. They can.
20. Yeah, 20. Well, no, because you can't. Okay, so she can't have any babies when she's 0, 1,
Oh,
2,
yeah, yeah.
or so she has to wait till she's 3 years of age
So
before
one
you can
per
retire her to have a baby.
season. So one per season and can
Yep.
start at, you said 3 years old?
Yes, that's correct.
3 years
You can
old.
retire at 3 years old. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And then you said, oh, and then males.
Yeah. So the males are a little bit different. Same thing though in retirement age. So they need to be three, and basically they can actually, would you believe, procreate 35 times a season.
Wait, so three to, okay. And then you said how many times per season?
Yeah, 3, 5, 35 times a season. So
Per
it's wild.
season?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if you can get yourself get your hands on a really good, like a graded S or a graded S plus, which is a bit unique, you
Mm-hmm.
know, some of these horses are pulling in 350,000 dairy a month, a
Jesus.
month. Wild.
Okay.
That's about eight and a bit grand,
Yeah,
USD.
that's crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
I know
It's hard to get.
we won't go too deep in that. I would like to maybe do another
Yeah.
episode, or whatever we could call that, with like breeding and whatnot. But I just want to
Yeah.
skim at least the beginning, or the like I said, the intro of every kind of topic. So we'll move off of that. All right. So when I'm looking at this main page, let's go real quick here.
Yep.
It gets really cluttered, right? So it can kind of be disheartening to be looking at this or motivated to even, know what to do. So on the home
Yep.
screen, is there anything important really that I need to pay attention as a new player?
No, not really on that front screen. You really want to look at the left-hand side of that screen where it kind of
Yeah.
says home, my stable, races, free races, tracks, breeding. And the first place, and up the top right, you'll have your stable name, then
Mhm.
any derby or crown that you have in your wallet, and that is your phantom wallet. Obviously, that you have a phantom wallet connected to your stable. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not it doesn't stay what is it, connected to one wallet, right? It seemed
No,
pretty easy that
one,
I just connect it to another wallet.
yeah. So basically, the game operates not via your wallet. It
Mm-hmm.
runs by itself on its own service, so it doesn't have to have your wallet connected. You only need your wallet connected to deposit
Mm-hmm.
or withdraw. That's the only time you
Uh,
need to connect your wallet. So you don't actually have to be logged in.
oh,
So you don't have to go through your if you're using mobile, you don't have to go through your web browser on
right.
your Phantom wallet. You can just use it through any internet browser and just log in with your email.
Okay. And then to purchase a horse, you need what?
Derby.
Okay.
And
Purchase.
that the Derby, basically the Derby is just the in-game token that they
Mm-hmm.
use. So basically, it's like an exchange rate of $1 to 80 Derby,
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, say that again?
and so it's $1 to 80
Oh,
Derby.
yeah. USD
So
80 Darby.
it takes a little bit to get your head around that number,
Yeah.
but like once you've played it a few times, you'll be like, it just comes second nature. Like like 4,000 Derby is $50.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I know I was
Yeah,
having an
so
issue with
yeah.
that when I was trying to purchase my first horse. Man.
It takes a little bit of time to get your head around that. Yeah.
So you would have the, say, whatever, Solana, right, in your wallet, and then
Yeah.
you would swap it to Crown, right? How do
No,
you get
so no,
Darby?
yeah, no problem. That's
Yeah.
cool. So what you need to do is get in your Phantom wallet.
Uh-huh.
You need to have some Sol USDC.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so you just swap your Solana for your Sol USDC, and once you have your USDC in, then you can go into this photo finish website
Mm-hmm.
and click on the Derby, little Derby icon, which is up the very first sort of little horseshoe you see up the top,
Okay.
and it says Derby Balance, and you literally click on that, and it'll have a fund wallet, little yellow
Oh,
tab to touch. You see your fund wallet there?
yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right here. 80
Okay.
Darby. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, and then you say how much you want to put in,
Mm-hmm.
and the custom amount, and what will that will do then? Basically, say right, you want 8,000 Derby,
Mm-hmm.
like $100, 8,000 Derby. It'll tell you underneath for how much in USD it is, and then when you say add funds, it'll connect to your Phantom wallet, and it'll automatically then go through the process of t- looking for USDC out of your, sorry, Sol USDC out of your Phantom wallet,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it will convert it and bring it to Derby into the PFL, the photo finish live site.
Oh,
So you
man.
don't, so yeah. So to be honest, like the first time you do it, you're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Then it becomes second. It really is just second nature. After that, like you just, it's pretty. It's just so choose your Derby amount. It'll check that you have the Sol USDC equivalent in your Phantom wallet,
Yeah.
and then it will basically do the exchange for you. And I think it costs like 2 cents or 3 cents, so it's pretty. There's no big fees on it or any gas fees or anything like that on it.
All right, perfect. Okay. Okay, so you said, so that's funding. You said there's not really anything important right now, I guess, for a new player to be looking at home. So then, let's just start going down, I guess. So
So
stable,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So the first thing you probably do is your first protocol is my stable, and that's where your
Mhm.
horses will live. They're
Okay.
in there. They're in there, and you see them pop up. And the first thing you'll see, obviously, is train a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you can name that whatever you like.
Mm-hmm.
Um, obviously, there will have some restrictions on any crass names or anything like that. But once you name that horse can race straight away. So what do you want to just quickly have a look, and we'll just talk through what you're looking at when you're looking at your trainer horse.
Sure,
So
sure.
if you click in, yeah, if you click into your trainer horse,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have a look at this bad boy, and it'll pop up, and it'll all of a sudden it'll have the name, what the age of the horse is, if it's a stallion or a female. Don't
Mm-hmm.
forget with trainer horses, you can only race these horses in free races. You can't breed them. You can't put them into the stud barn. You can't sell them. You can do nothing but race. They're free horses running in free races. You run them in free races. You don't win anything for those free races, but there is a leaderboard every season
Mm-hmm.
that you can get onto. If you win that, you get I think the PFL give you a free horse or a free like a real horse.
Yeah.
And there's also a couple of raffles if you end up in the top 20 on that leaderboard. So there's something there for you to go
Oh.
for.
Oh,
Okay, so you'll see. Go on.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
where is that leaderboard for the for
yeah,
just
of course.
regular running trainers?
If you just go and click free races, which is under my stable
Oh,
race on the left hand side again,
okay.
you'll see free races. If
Okay.
you click into that, and then you'll see all the free races pop up, and you'll also see a leaderboard to the right hand side of the screen.
Right here. And these are all trainer horse leaderboard. Okay.
These all trainer horses,
Oh.
yeah. So
So this
who's
is the
leading yours?
team.
Harry Horseface, is it?
Okay. Oh yeah, mine's yeah. Okay, so this is how you track for
Yeah.
trainer horse leaderboard for the season to possibly get a real horse and other prizes or rewards or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So basically, yeah. So if you win that, you'll get a free horse from the photo finish guys.
Mm-hmm.
But if you manage to stay on that leaderboard, even I race mine, like, and I've got 57 points at the moment,
Oh
and
wow.
just so, but I'm not really going to get close to that 106. That's the bottom of the leaderboard there. So
Yeah.
that's how you see the leaderboard. You can enter races through here, but let's go
Yeah.
back to my stable and look at that trainer horse. Okay,
Oh,
first of
real
all, so
quick.
we can yeah.
Do you have to be up here in the top though to receive a horse, or just first?
Okay, so you automatically, if you're first, you
Yeah.
automatically get one. They will
Uh-huh.
send you one. But if you're on that leaderboard at all, you get into a raffle for another horse.
Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure on that. Okay. So go back to the
Yeah,
trainer horse. Here we go.
yeah. Back to the trainer horse. Okay, you're back to your trainer horse.
Yep.
So I'm just going to run through it like from the start. So if you click into that trainer horse,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see the horse you pop up. You'll have a T, which is your trainer horse. That's where the
Yep.
grade goes. Then you have the name of the horse, age 4. Sorry, you probably have beside the T, you probably have a 00 at the moment, or you've raced it a couple of times. So that number there is your fleet figure. So that's the one I spoke about earlier on, which is a fleet figure out of 100 of how well you raced in an average across all the races you have run with that horse.
Are you saying
So
flea as
that's
an FLEE?
no, with a T at the end, fleet.
Oh, fleet,
Fleet.
fleet,
Yeah, it's called a fleet figure. Yeah, yeah.
fleet
And
figure.
we'll explain what that means. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's kind of that's the fleet figure gives you a rating against. So some horses will have a rating of 40, and some horses will have a fleet figure average of 90, and those
Mm-hmm.
90 ones are what are winning all the big races.
Yeah.
So that's insane. That's an insane fleet figure if you can get a 90 out of anything. Um, so that's the fleet figure, but we'll cover that in a little bit as well, a bit more detail.
Are
So
you talking
age
about?
4, then go on.
Sorry, sorry. Are
Yeah,
you talking about this number right here? This 55?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Continue. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm trying to see. I can't see your screen right now. So do I need to do something to see your screen? I'm just looking at my own here.
Oh, really? Let me see.
Yeah.
Stop stream. Yeah, because I thought I was showing the. Yeah, it shows that I'm showing my screen, unless it's not changing fast enough.
So maybe it's going through. Oh, there it is now. I got you.
Okay.
Okay, so your horsey is usurper. Yeah,
Yeah.
usurper. Is that
Yeah.
right? Yep. Cool. So yeah. So that number you have there is a 55.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the fleet figure. So and we'll cover that now in a second, what that means in more
Oh.
detail. So
Okay.
you've got an age 8, so you've had that horse in your stable for like 6 months.
Something like. No way.
Yeah, it's been there for about 6 months roughly. So that's funny. You probably should swap that one out. So you're Kenneth has, so it's an age 8. It's a stallion. That's your stable name, Tyrannic Ranch.
Yeah.
Notifications are just tells you when your horse is running. If you enter horse, it'll email you and tell you it's running. It's ready to race, which is cool. So it's ready to go. So the reason why it says ready to race there is that you can only enter your horse in a race every 24 hours.
Oh, hold on.
That's
So 24 hours
yeah.
for trainer horses.
So for all horses.
All 24. Okay, so that's a cooldown for all horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and there's a little bit of a kind of a deviation there. Basically, you can enter your horse after 20 hours, okay, after its
Oh,
last race.
okay.
But it's basically it's so it goes exhausted when it's after running a race, it'll be exhausted for 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then from 20 hours to 24 hours, it's in recovery mode. Now, you
20,
can race
24.
that horse in recovery mode.
Recovery. Okay.
You can race that, but it has a potential of getting injured.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So it's happened to me once where I've raced a horse after 22 hours in a race, and it
Mhm.
was coming around the final bend, and it just pulled up like, it was injured. It was just pulled up and then headed off the side of the track. So for me to actually
Whoa.
get that horse racing again, I have to pay a medical bill,
Oh,
and
what?
it cost me about $16 to get it back racing
Oh,
again.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
it's just a yeah. So if you go to 24 hours, it 100% will not get. Oh, okay.
Mhm,
And here's the other kind of little caveat on it, is that as the horse gets older,
mhm.
it gets there's more chance of it getting injured, even if it's not even if it's fully very small. That a horse will get injured once it's ready to race.
So you have to wait
Ingredient,
the 24 before you can race, and then there won't be any injuries, or there's always
yeah.
possibility for an injury, even
Always
if
a
it's.
small chance, like, yeah, as in, like, as a
Oh,
7 or 8 year old, there's a chance, more of a chance of a 7 or 8 year, but it's very minimal. If you raise all
okay.
your horses as ready to race horses, it's
Ready
you
to
must
race.
you'd be very unlucky to get an injury.
Ready to race. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. And you said
Yeah,
that was there was a cooldown 24 hours
yep,
for all horses, even trainer horses. Because I remember when I
yep,
raced this horse, it took I think I was waiting like 3 days for it to race again. Like I kept trying to put
yeah,
him into a race, and nothing.
yes. Yeah, so there was a bit of a glitch there for a little bit where horses were
Um.
remaining registered to race,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and then it didn't give you the option to try and race it. Yeah, so I think they figured that out, but they got rid of that glitch. Yeah, you would have probably come across that. I'd probably come across it too. Um, but I won't confuse you because there's a way of getting around that, but let's not confuse the situation. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the intro here.
Yeah, it's just the intro. So if we go down from the ready to race bar and we go down to full racing and retired. So if you see on the right underneath ready to race there, you've got the little yellow dot.
Ready to
If you just move your
race. Yellow dot. Hold on one sec. Where am I?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, you were just on it there a second
Oh.
ago.
Oh,
So
ready
go up
to
a
race.
little bit
Okay.
further.
Okay.
Yeah, and down. So see the way it says full?
Yep.
So that's basically your time scale of your horse. So
Okay.
it's no longer a foal,
Mm-hmm.
it's racing, and you can see you're all because your horse is an 8 year old, it's
Mm-hmm.
about to disappear on you and be retired as a trainer horse. Once they hit
Um.
8, they'll disappear from your stable and you'll automatically get a new horse, or you'll get the option to swap that trainer horse out. In a
Just.
real horse,
Oh. Okay. Uh huh. Uh-huh.
you go in a real horse, that horse will be retired and it
Mhm.
will stay in your stable, and it will reveal its attributes to you at that stage, which we can talk about
Oh.
again when we get to breeding and everything like that.
Okay. Okay. Jeez. Just
That's,
recycling the horses, huh? Or the trainer
yeah,
horses. Okay.
yeah, the trainer horses. Yeah, just need to get rid of them. Yeah. Okay, so then underneath that is probably quite important part is the
Yeah.
stars. These are called preferences. If you ever listen to anybody else talk about them, or you jump on my Twitter Spaces, you'll hear us talk about archetypes and preferences. Right now, let's just
Mhm.
quickly talk about archetypes, and that's pretty
Yeah.
simple. Archetypes is let's just bring it right down. It's the track they're running on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the track they run on, it's either going to be a left turning track or a right turning track. Okay, so that's what you're saying it likes to run on. So your trainer horse likes to run on left turning tracks. So when we're putting that into a race, we're going to be looking at left turning. We're not going to put it into a right turning race. We're going to put it into a left turning race. Okay.
Okay.
The next one is the surface, which is either dirt or turf. So the track again, is it dirt or turf? Your horse likes dirt, so we'll be putting that now into a less turning dirt race. Okay. Then we look at firm. So firm. This is the weather. The track actual surface is
Okay.
going to be firm or soft.
Soft. Okay.
And we can see your horse likes to run on a firm track. So now we're gonna put your horse onto a left dirt firm track. Now, just stick with this firm for a second. That plays into the weather conditions.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll see every race when you go, it'll have a little percentage of weather from 0%, 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, and 100%. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, pretty straightforward. It's the amount of sun, the chance of rain. Okay.
Okay.
So if you have a 0% chance of rain, that track is going to be a fast track, which
Mm-hmm.
suits your horse because it likes firm surfaces. If it's 20% rain, it's going to be a good, which is also suits your horse because it's a hard surface. Okay.
Okay.
If you have weather conditions of a 100%, that means it's going to be raining and it's going to be soft and
Yeah.
sloppy, which your particular trainer horse will not like.
Okay.
So that's worth noting. Now, the other small little caveat on that, because they don't want to make it too simple for us, is that so for instance, we're picking a weather case, so we're picking a race that has a 20% chance of rain.
Mm-hmm.
There is still a chance that should turn out to be a good or fast track. Okay, so 0 or 20%,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a small possibility that might flip on you to a sloppy track.
Oh.
There's a whole graph and everything about it. Like it's like a 1% chance, um, a 1% chance of actually going to sloppy, but it has the ability. So a firm horse,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as the race fills, there are 12 horses in it, or the time to enter a horse ends, you get to see the weather condition, and sometimes that will be uh, soft, which is not where my horse wants to run or can do its best ability to run. Because you're always trying to put your horse into its best conditions.
I've seen
It,
before on Twitter Spaces that about the weather. Can the weather change?
yeah, so the weather can change, and that's what I said. If you're entering a horse that is a 20%, your
Yeah.
expectation is that's going to be a good or a fast track,
Uh-huh.
and it can change. So the 20% doesn't guarantee you that;
Yeah.
it just then there's a 20% chance. So as soon as that race closes for entries or fills up, it will
Mm.
then tell you what the actual conditions are.
Well, okay. And
And
but it wouldn't get worse, right? Like become 100% rain, or is that how you say
so
it, right?
the percentage of 20% never changes, but when it closes, there is a chance that it'll go sloppy. There is a chance. It's like 2% chance from
Mm.
going from 20% to all the way up to sloppy, which is what you don't want with this horse.
Does it say
There's a
sloppy
whole
on
slide.
there?
So in the weather conditions,
Yeah.
um, if you just click quickly into the fleet, can you see fleet figures tab there on your screen? So go right.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. If you just scroll down a little bit so I
Mm-hmm.
can see it. So you'll see down a little bit. So you'll see all those colors on the right hand side.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
These are all your conditions. So your fast and your
Oh.
good are firm, related to your firm
Okay.
horse. Yielding is right in the middle, so it's not soft or it's not firm.
Okay.
And then on the right hand side, you've got that soft and sloppy, which is your 80% or
Oh.
100% chance of rain. So it's
Oh.
worth
Okay.
noting that. So
Okay.
you see those. So it can go at any stage to one of those. But if you're looking at a race that says 20%, more
Mm-hmm.
than likely it's going to be good
Mm-hmm. Or
or
yielding.
fast.
Oh.
Yeah, or it could be a little bit unyielding. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it won't be dramatic for going to like soft or sloppy, right? From a 20%.
You very rarely, again,
Okay.
very rarely that happens. It
Oh
does happen,
wow.
but very rarely. Yeah. Especially in the big races. If you say, for instance, you have a big race now, not for me, but like for guys, they'll be putting all their, the firm horses
Mm-hmm.
into, a 20% rain, and they're all, you paid $100 into a race, and then it flips over to
Oh
sloppy,
man.
and they're like, yeah. And some people have strategies. That's what they do. They
Yeah.
put their soft horse into in a 20% or a 40% chance of rain, and it flips over to them, and they're only soft horse in the race, so they've increased their chances of winning that. However,
Ah,
if it stays where it should do, they probably wouldn't win that race.
yeah.
So that's another strategy to. Anyway, we're always already talking about strategy. Okay, so if you go back up
Yep.
to if you go back up and look at those stars, so those stars where we've talked about left,
Mm-hmm.
we've talked about dirt, and we've talked about firm.
Okay.
So the number of stars. So in a trainer horse, they'll always have 9 stars. Your real horse won't have, may not have 9 stars. It might have 2.5 stars left, two and a
Okay.
half stars right, and 1 star firm. Okay, so that means, look, it's 2.5 stars out of 3 left. So yes, you need to run that horse on left, right? It
Mm-hmm.
may be 2.5 stars on dirt. You're going to run that horse on dirt. There's no, it just makes sense to do that. But
Yeah.
if you've only got a 1 star on firm, it means that it may not love the really fast hard tracks.
Yeah.
It might love something in the middle. So it
Okay.
might love a bit of soft, it might like a bit of yielding, or it might love a little bit of good ground. So it's in the middle. So it just be worth noting that if you have a different stars in your horses, because you will see some horses with like 0 stars, 0 stars, and half a star, it's
Oh
wild.
wow.
But you can breed your horses to have better stars. You can breed your horses to do lots of different things.
Does it matter of the for the like say the horses or sorry the stars? The more stars you have, the better the horse is. It doesn't work like that, right?
Well, and that's like there is opinion on that.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what that means is that if you've got a 9 star horse, you've cut down the types of races that it might not like or
Mm-hmm.
it might like. So if you've got 3 star left, you know that's a left horse. If it's got
Mm-hmm.
a 3 star dirt, you know that's a dirt horse. It's not going to be able to run on right
Yeah.
turf because you're basically maxed out all the stars. And then when it goes to the weather conditions,
Mm-hmm.
if you've got a 3 star, you're sort of thinking if it's a 3 star firm, you sort of know that that really 0% chance you're giving its best chance at it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but no, a 9 star horse is a really nice horse because it can breed really well and keep
Mm-hmm.
putting lots of stars into your horse, or your preference stars into your horses. Um, but it doesn't guarantee you.
Mm-hmm.
But if statistically anything with like 6 stars and below generally doesn't do great in big races.
Yeah. Oh
Generally,
wow.
there's obviously a caveat with all of that as well. Okay, so that's the preferences, and that's really important that people get head around that left dirt firm, left dirt soft, right turf, because
Mm-hmm.
that's where they'll actually they play. That's where they race, and just a bit of kind of if we look a bit of historic stuff, um, somewhere like left turf soft. At the beginning, when they were creating all these horses, and a lot of people were breeding at the very start, see, left turf soft was very difficult to breed into because there wasn't a lot of studs, male horses in that
Oh yeah.
what they call archetype
Mm-hmm.
or over those tracks. So there's not as many horses there. So people like, and that's where there's a bit more premium cost on getting into left turf soft. Okay, um, where if you look at something like right turf firm, that's where all the big horses are. All the it's very competitive, very
Left turf.
competitive
Oh
play.
wow.
Left turf soft is like probably where the niche of horses are, and there was somewhere like a right or a right turf farm or right dirt farm is where lots of horses are right now. The population. There are third party
Oh
websites that you can use to go check all that data out as well.
wow.
That we can link in.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
don't let's not overcomplicate it with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
archetypes because right now we're just looking at your trainer horse and trying to get him run on its right places. So if you
Yeah.
have a trainer horse that's telling you like your one left dirt firm,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're running it in left dirt firm.
Mm-hmm.
Now, uh, the PFL guys have made it easy for us, and this is like not just for trainer horses, but also for um, your normal horse. It actually
Yep.
gives you that green box there of fine preference as if
Oh,
you
okay.
get that one. So this is a great little feature because that will basically look at your horse and basically try give you options. So now, if you look at that, you'll see that very first the glamour allowance. If you just scroll down to it, it's the very first race.
Okay.
It's called the Glamour Allowance 2. So that you can see already that's in a left dirt. If you see 6, it's like Big Brain Fairgrounds, 6 furlongs left dirt.
Okay.
You can see it there. So it's already telling you that that's where you should be placing your horse, because it's just trying to, it knows where it should go, as the
Yeah.
best. When people get more experience, they can play around and put them in different places. So we know that yours is a what did we say? Yours was a
Left dirt
left dirt
firm.
firm. So if you just scroll over to the right, you'll see that little cloud.
Okay.
Yep. So that's 80% chance of rain. So
Ooh.
you're saying more than likely there's going to be rain, and you're a firm horse, so you don't want that rain.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going to go down. The next one underneath that is a 60%, and then 60%, and now we're looking at 0%. So if you keep going down, so there you go. So now we were looking at something that might suit your horse. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Now we know.
let me cut you off here on this one, because see, this is another thing that I that was getting a little hard to understand what I'm looking at here. So, Glamour Allowance 2, allowance right there, the little where it says allowance, stakes, maiden, or like the 10 furloughs. Does all that information matter?
Yeah. Okay. Not so much in training horse, but I'll explain to you what it's important, because the most important thing you're looking at is the 6 furlongs.
Okay.
So the tracks run from 4. So that's just the distance of the race, the length of the race. So 4 furlongs, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So 4 to 12 is the furlongs. Okay. And the skill in the game is trying to find where your horse runs its best at what distance. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what your horse has run so far, but if you just want to enter that race, we might actually get to see that race run, because you can see there's 9. Yeah, click on that one, confirm entry.
Yep.
So because now we'll have that race running in 9 minutes. If we're still on air, we can watch that race run. Okay. So as you see what we've just done there, we've just entered the race. It's pretty easy. There was 9 horses in that race out of 10. There was 9 horses out of 10 in that race. So it automatically starts for you. Okay. Now you can see Usurper is number 2, and you're racing against these other guys. So if you just scroll up, let's see what the weather condition came out at. Remember, we said it was 0%.
Yep.
If you just go up a little, if you just move your little cursor, there you go. See the way it's in condition? The conditions to the right, and say fast. Right? So remember we said 0% gave you a good chance of a fast track? Well, that's come true. That's come true for us.
Okay.
So,
wow.
So we're happy with that. Now, so we're happy with that. So the weather conditions matches where we want to go. We're running left. We're running dirt. That's what our horse likes. It's what we know what he likes, because he's got the 3-star and 3-star. And we also know it's a 3-star firm horse. So we know it's going to like fast tracks. The only question mark we have now is what distance? What distance does this horse like, right? And while we're waiting for this horse to load, I'll just race the load in whatever it's in 8 minutes. Let's go back to see what your horse has done previously. Okay.
Okay. So.
Or do you? Let's do that. Yeah. Go my stable.
Oh, yeah, my stable. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and go into your trainer horse.
Okay.
Right, and you just scroll down a little bit. Yeah. Go into fleet figures.
Okay.
Okay, and scroll down. Just scroll down a bit more for me. Okay, so your horse. You scroll down a bit more, and I'll have a look at your races. Okay, so you can see the graph up here. In the first race you've had and we're looking at fleet figures over time, right? Okay. So in December, 23rd of December, just before Christmas, you ran it over 12 furlongs, and it ran a 54. Okay, fleet figure, and it finished 5th. Right. Okay. So now if you go over Christmas Day, we were obviously busy Christmas Day. You ran at 11 furlongs, and it hit a 61. So it got better. So 11 furlongs, left, dirt, good. So that's good. So you went left, you went dirt, and you went on a good track. Because remember, we like the fast or good tracks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Now, if you go over to,
That's so
then you had a
cool.
little bit of a break.
Yeah.
You ran it again, um, against 11 furlongs. So you put it back on 11 furlongs. And this time it left her fast. Now, that finished 8th and had a pretty crap free figure score. Now,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty easy to know why. It's
Okay.
because the horse had aged. Because don't forget, you didn't race that for nearly 3 months, which is 3 years of the horse's life.
Oh yeah,
So
right
you
here.
may
I see
have
that.
been. So when we talked about that aging earlier on, so when it's in 2-year-olds, it's a bit sporadic and can go great and go crap, but like
Mm-hmm.
you don't really know. It gets it gets way more consistent at age 3 and 4. It's in its prime,
Yeah.
and then if it gets to 5, it might start dropping off a bit. So
Okay.
that's what we've seen there. Now, interestingly, we've managed to put it into 11 furlongs where you've raced it previously. I go to that last one. Yeah, click on that last one. So, and then you put into 11 again. So you're just kept putting into 11. So, so when you're playing with your trainer horse, to have a bit of fun, you should try it over lots of different distances. And
Uh-huh.
what we want to see on that graph that we're here now is like a spike and a drop off, because you
Okay.
want to see where it's good at, but you also want to see where it's bad at, so
Yeah.
you stay away from it. So if
Uh,
you put it into a 5 furlong race, which is a short race, and it hits a 50 feet figure, and you put it into an 11 furlong race and it hits a 65,
mhm.
you know more than likely that horse likes the longer distances. So then you
Okay.
start focusing on 9, 10, 11, 12, and see which of those does it like the best. And the
Oh,
feet figure is a good guidance of you.
I know I have a question then. I don't
Yeah.
know how. Yeah, just to make sure. Is there rare cases where in a five, let's say it prefers 11 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Is there rare
Yeah.
cases that it does really well, once in a while in a 5 or 6 or something, or that's not even, it never happens?
No, that potentially that's you're right. It can happen.
Okay.
It really depends on where you place the horse in what type of race. I'll quickly run through the types of races now in a moment, but yeah,
Okay.
it can happen. But you'll find that it won't consistently run well at
Yeah.
5 furlongs and 11 furlongs.
Mm.
It might be able to win a one off at 5, depending on where you place it. But usually they like to run in and around where they peak. So if you
Mm-hmm.
have a horse that runs really well at 7 furlongs, it
Mm-hmm.
might do okay at 6, but then at 5 you might see that free figure dropping off. It might do okay at 8, but
Mm-hmm.
at 9 you might see that drop off. And like I like to see that because I want to know where it is good and where it's bad. That's where I like to see,
Mm. So when you
because you
have
want
like
to
a,
be able to.
go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead,
go
go
on.
ahead.
I was going to say you like to kind of, because you want to be super specific, because
Yeah.
don't forget everybody else out there is trying to find the best distance for the horse,
Mm-hmm.
the best sort of weather conditions for the horse, and the third part of that third part of that triangle is the type of race that the horse will go in.
Okay, so when you have like a fresh horse,
Um,
oh sorry, go ahead. Oh,
pardon?
you cut out sometimes, so I thought you were done. Just to throw
Yeah,
real quick. So when you have a fresh horse that's ready to race at 2 years old,
yeah,
right? Do you just go
yeah.
straight down the board of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Um,
No, no,
oh,
no, no. You'd start. I would start at 5 or 11. Go to
oh,
the extremes. Go
okay,
to the extremes.
5 or 11.
Because
Okay.
if you go to those extreme ones, that means they're either really good or really bad at them. You'll get a real indication. And if they're like going 55 at 5 and 56 at 11, well,
Mm-hmm.
then you go into the middle.
Okay.
Excuse me, and you just try to keep it as close to that weather condition as you can as well. So
Yeah.
you want to keep it consistent across. So you don't want to go 5 furlongs on fast ground and then 11 furlongs on sloppy ground, because that's
Yeah.
not going to give you consistency.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Um, so if you just type back, go into your, we want to see when our horse is running. So if you go back to my stable
Yep.
again and go back into your trainer horse, actually, yeah, if you go down, so if you go into races,
Okay.
if, yep, if you click on that Swift allowance, we'll get that race to pop up. Now,
Two
how many
minutes.
minutes we
Okay.
got? 2 minutes, right? And she'll start in a right. So let's quickly talk about this race. So this is a
Yeah.
where is this? It's so if you look at it, it's called a Swift allowance.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll run through quickly the types of races there is. There's a few, so bear with me,
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
If you the, the 2 year old when you're brand new horse, right? You're brand new,
Hmm.
you haven't raced it ever before. That can enter what's called a maiden race, right? And that's
Maybe
for any horse that has not won a race. Okay, so
not
if
win a
you win a race, you
race.
cannot go into maidens anymore. You're done. Okay, you
Oh
can't go into
wow.
those maiden races.
And what does
Those maiden
winning mean?
races, that's you come first in your race.
You have to come
You come
first. There's no
first.
like second, third.
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
No, like if you're
Hmm.
running a race, if you're running in a maiden race,
Yeah.
you can come first, second, third, fourth, and you'll get paid out, right? But it means the next time you
Oh.
go into a race, that maiden race is not available. You've raced, you've won your first race, you can't go into that race anymore. If you run your first
Okay.
race and you come third or seventh or ninth, you can go into those types of races again because you still haven't won your first race. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
So it's so you can't race again in maiden if you're first or second place.
No, no, first only. You
Oh,
need to
only
win the
first.
race.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
yeah.
okay. So second, third, fourth, whatever, you can continue racing it as
In
long as
maiden.
you
Yeah,
haven't hit
in
first
maiden.
place. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, maiden. Perfect. Thank you, because that definitely was giving me a headache on the different types, the
yeah,
names. All right, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. Okay, so the next one is probably what you want to is called a stakes race, right? Now, stakes race is usually
Thanks.
to the grade that you're in. Now we
Okay.
know that our trainer horse has a T in it up there, a big T,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a trainer horse, right?
Okay.
If you when eventually you get a horse to run paid races, you'll have a grade like an A plus, an S
Mm-hmm.
minus, an S, whatever it is, and you can go put that into what's called a restricted stakes race. Now, what does that mean? It
Restricted.
means restricted means whatever grade your horse is, say A plus,
Mm-hmm.
well, nothing above that can go into that race. It keeps it for those A pluses and below. So if you have a restricted stakes race, it means that A plus is your horse. An S or an S minus cannot, so the higher level grades can't come down and play in that space. They have to leave you alone
Oh,
because usually they'd be quicker. All right, usually.
restricted stake. Okay.
And
And
that's at the start is what you probably should be putting your horses into what they call a maiden restricted, which is means that only horses at your level can run can race in that race for you. Okay, so we've got a
do,
maiden,
do
we've
I
got
full? Uh-huh.
restricted, which is
Yeah.
grade restricted,
Okay.
and then you can actually find maiden restricted, which is probably what you want to race your horse in at the start.
Yeah,
Maiden restricted.
I thought maiden was only for pretty much for trainer horses.
No, no, in real life as well. When you kick off, so anything that's on trainer is replicated in the main game,
Mm-hmm.
when in paid as well. So yeah, in paid racing, you'll have your yeah, you'll have maiden races as well.
I can't believe my horse is first right now. Well, I mean, it probably won't last, but still.
No, you look
That's
like to
crazy.
be.
Uh,
If you look at the horse right now, you're
yeah.
number two. Yeah, you're actually, if you look over that number 5.05x,
Uh huh.
that's the odds of on your horse
But
to win the race.
oh,
So
so the
you're
11x
the
is way
short. You
better.
look. No, it means the five is way better. You're shorter.
Oh, so the lower the number, the better chances of you winning.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The lower the odds, the more chance you have of winning that race.
So that Hey Blinken guy, that 17x has a way less chance of winning.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
even though he's third right now,
Yeah.
but okay, that doesn't.
You could
Okay.
you could look at it this way. He has to run this race 17 times to win it once. You have to run this race 5 times to win it once.
Oh, wow. Okay, the
If you want
lower.
to,
What is that called though?
the
Is
lower is
that
better.
just odds?
Yeah, that's odds. Yeah,
Okay,
that's your
odds.
odds.
Okay,
So if you're
that
betting
is
on a racetrack,
cool.
that's what you're in real life. That's what you're betting on. The favorite's
Wow.
always the lower odds. So you're tipping along all
Oh,
right there. Yeah,
that's crazy. Oh, wow.
yeah. So this is a long. So you see yourself going around the track. So
Uh-huh.
when it's getting towards the end, so see the way it's turned yellow on the top right.
Yellow,
That means
top
you're
right.
coming
Okay.
around sort of the final bend.
Okay.
So you want to see if your boy can get after this as an 8-year old.
I know.
See how it goes.
At an 8-year-old,
It's
right?
all grandpa coming out.
I know.
So look, it's been taken out now. It's now dropping off. You need
Yeah.
a big finish back into the pack as an 8 year
Ooh,
old.
I know.
And
Oh,
get so yeah. So that's why you're an 8 year old. See the way
yeah.
everybody's running past you, the road front guy.
He held it for a
So
bit.
yeah. So when we're talking about types of races, I won't go into super detail with them because we could explain them in a bit more. So we've
Mhm.
said the maiden, which we know if you haven't won a race, you can stay in that race, which
Yep.
is good because if you win a race, you're out of that race, which means it lets the other donkeys who haven't won a race yet a chance to win.
Yeah.
We have that's what it's for, and then we have restricted. A
Restricted.
grade restricted. So if you're an 8, when you buy or when anybody buys a horse, you can get if you go back to my stable, if you
Oh
go,
yeah.
go back to my stable. I'll go through it this way. Um, so not to get too complicated because it gets a bit complicated, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so we've talked about maiden, we've talked about the restricted, so the grade restricted. So if you have an A plus horse, only A pluses can race in that. A plus or below, so the A's and the A minuses and the B's, but they
Yep.
won't be as good as your that A plus technically, hopefully.
Technically, yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Yeah. Then what we have is what's called an allowance race.
Oh yeah,
Now,
yeah. Allowance.
the allowance race basically means it looks at your performances on the track. It says, "Hey, you're really good compared to the rest of these people on the in this race. We're going to give you. You're going to have to carry more weight on your horse." Okay. So
Oh.
it's a bit of an algo. So if you've won 10 races in a row, and if you ever do, I hope you do, you enter if you enter an allowance race, you probably, depending on what your fleet figure is, this is where it gets a bit complicated, right? So let me try to explain that a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've spoken about maiden, I've talked about restricted stakes races.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's talk about benchmark first. So a benchmark is then your fleet figure, which you see is 55, right?
Mm-hmm.
In
Yep.
benchmark races, it says, hey, if you are, this race is for 55s and below, that means
Okay.
you can run in that race. If it says this benchmark race is for 50 and below, you cannot race in that race. Your horse is a 55 benchmarked horse. So you're out. Okay.
Okay.
You can't race in that race. That 50 benchmark is too low. It's for the horses that again who aren't as good as you. It
Okay.
gives them a chance to race somewhere. So it's trying to get every horse a place to race. Yeah, does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense?
Yeah.
Great.
Go
Now
figure.
just to tag on where the allowance comes into that, it might say, hey, you're a 55 rated horse, a
Okay.
fleet figure horse. The benchmark in this race is 60. However, because you're only 55,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to take some weight off your horse and give you a better chance against those 60s.
Okay.
Okay. That's what what an allowance means. It's giving you an allowance to try and be a bit better.
Oof, man. Okay.
Yeah. So the types of races is probably something we can come back to again. But
Yeah.
um, so we've talked about maidens, we talked about restricted stakes races, and we talked about benchmarks, which
Mm-hmm.
is your fleet figure, then your allowance, which is your benchmark allowance, which is your fleet figure, and they give you some weight off to try to
Okay.
keep
Okay.
you competitive. It's trying to keep you competitive at all times. That's what it wants to do.
Yeah.
And then we've something which is really cool called claiming, right?
Claiming.
So
Okay.
a claiming race is and this is where you be very careful, is that if you put your horse into a claiming race, it
Mm-hmm.
means there's a value on that race, say 50,000 derby. If you put your horse into that race, somebody else in the community can basically buy your horse for 50,000 by putting a claim on that horse in that race.
No,
And it's no
what?
and you get 50,000 derby. It's a good way of selling your horse.
Wait.
But
What?
right, yeah, digest that for a minute,
Oh. You
because
just
that's what to be
puts.
careful about
Wow.
claiming race, right? So in a claiming race, it'll have a derby amount on it. It'll say
Yeah.
claiming race number whatever. It'll be 50,000 derby.
Uh huh.
You enter, it'll only cost you whatever 1,000 derby to enter,
Wow.
but it'll race against all these other horses, and all those horses in that race,
Uh huh.
anybody can claim them at any stage by clicking claim and paying $50,000 or 50,000 Derby for them.
Wow.
And
So it's like
if there's like
showcasing them.
more than what's that?
It's like
Yes,
showcasing
yes,
them on
yes,
race.
yes, hundred
That's so
percent. Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Wow.
that's a cool thing. So a lot of people have lost good horses because of that. They didn't realize at the start, but everybody sort of knows not to do that now. But it's a good way of selling it. It's also if you've got a horse, like I got a horse that's crap, right? I can't get him to win anywhere, so I put him in $5,000 claimers, right, which is
Mhm.
like $55 or something, right?
Yeah.
Um, and no one wants him. No one wants to claim him, but he still can't win those races, and he still can't win those races. So, and I don't know what to do. At that stage, I should stop racing him. Like he's worth, he's fucking worthless, you know.
What do you
I
call them?
know.
Donkeys?
Oh, it actually was
Uh,
it was actually like an inbreed, which is something we'll talk about later on, but like in a
oh.
different part. Yeah, so we'll get
Yeah.
into that. So they're the types of races that you have. Oh, and also there's another one called a handicap race, right? The
Oh
handicap is
yeah.
what the handicap race is basically what I've kind of mentioned about allowance, and it wasn't really the handicap race is that it looks at your record and says, hey, you're a very good horse against these crap horses. You're going to have to, the rest of those horses are going to get weight relief. So it's a very mixed bag. Um,
Mm.
if you put in a handicap, it's a really flip of a coin if your horse is going to do well or not. It's hard. The lower
Mm.
grade horses, and don't forget, we at the moment the well, there's an SS. So let's just say an S plus,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes is the top. SS minus is about what S plus, S minus. I'm going down the grades here. A plus, A minus, B plus, B minus are all the that's from top to bottom. So
Mm-hmm.
B's down at the bottom and S is at the top. Usually in a handicap race, the lower grade, which is like the A and the A minuses, can usually beat the bigger boys because the bigger boys can handle that weight. The weight relief that the A's are getting is
Yeah.
too much for those big S. So you don't necessarily see a lot of S horses in those type of races
Yeah.
or
Okay.
S minuses. But if you have an A or an A minus, I'd be putting them. I'd definitely put them into handicap races because that
Okay.
will. But all of those are available on a trainer horse. The only
Uh-huh.
problem you have with the trainer horse, it's not really like real horse rate, the
Yeah.
real paid side thing,
Uh-huh.
because there's a lot of different factors in it. So that's all probably pretty complicated to everybody right now. But
Uh-huh.
as you kind of step through it and click in and have a look at your races and look at what other races are going on in the system, you'll see why people are placing the horses in different parts, different types of races.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the start, like me, at the start when I joined in whatever August,
Mm-hmm.
all I'm like going like, and I know horses. I used to play Zed, which is the other horse racing game,
Oh.
um, which was completely different to this one,
Yeah.
completely different. This is definitely more real life. I'd say as real as it gets. So yeah, this is way
Mm-hmm.
more enjoyable for me, and that's why I continue to play it. But yeah, so it's a learning curve. But the more spaces you listen to, even like I've got like 33 episodes
Oh.
talking to stables. It's over 35 hours of photo finish live conversation with stables, big stables, small stables, all about their opinions on racing, breeding, ecosystem, marketplace,
Wow.
uh, everything, everything and anything. So if you want to have a dibble, just at JGweb3 on Twitter, and it's pinned to the top of me profile there.
Oh wow. I didn't even see that. I'm gonna have to look at that. And how often do you hold your spaces?
So actually, really good timing because we usually probably once or twice a week I knock them out. But
Mm-hmm.
this week coming, I've got a three-part beginner series with one of the real legends of it, Poseidon Racing. So we'll
Oh,
be
I think
going
I've seen
through.
that.
Yeah, so he'll myself and himself will be going through basically literally what we've spoken to here
Yeah.
about in probably in probably a little bit more structured fashion. So
Yeah.
definitely have a listen to this and then jump in and have a listen to our chat Monday. So I think it's Sunday night, Tuesday night, and Thursday night your time in the US. I think it's about
Monday.
8 p.m. EST, roughly 8:30 p.m. EST. But that's some more content for people
8:30.
to devour.
You said 8:30 PST on what was that, Monday your time? Oh, I think
You
you
there?
cut out. Yeah. What
That's
did
it.
you say?
Yeah.
8:30 PS or sorry, EST 8:30 when?
I think it's going to be at the moment. It's going to be Sunday night,
Sunday. Sunday
Tuesday
night.
night, and Thursday night.
Oh, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Yeah,
Okay.
the three-part
I'll
beginner's
just
guide. Yeah.
convert it on my time. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, no, well, I have to convert it to Brisbane. It's like I won't even tell you what day it is. It's like 17 hours ahead, so I don't want to confuse everybody. But it's like if you're in Australia, listen to this. It's got to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoon. No, sorry, mid morning.
Uh, eh, yeah, I'm gonna have to join that. Just in case. Curious here. So, is there anything else? I know we're gonna be have to close out soon, but
Yeah.
is there any other important tabs, I guess, here on the side for any like new players that they really need to focus on right now?
And okay,
Uh,
so I'll quickly run through each. I'll just talk about each one. So races
yeah.
is where you go when you want to put your paid racers in,
Yeah.
or you can do it from that fine preference from your
Oh yeah.
horses in your stable. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's the same thing. Free races we've gone into
Yeah.
tracks. The tracks is basically where you'll see you can actually stake any crown. So we'll just
Oh yeah,
quickly
I
go
did that.
crown. Crown is basically if you run a paid race in photo finish, they give you a little stimmy back. They go, hey, thanks for racing. Here's some crown. And the amount of crown is dictated before the race starts and everything like that. They
Mm-hmm.
say, here's your crown, and you can accumulate that. You can then stake that crown if you
Mm-hmm.
want, or any crown that you've bought, if you buy it through Jupiter Exchange and it's in your Solana wallet,
Mm-hmm.
your Phantom wallet, you can transfer it onto the site and then stake it to get some returns. Okay, I see you
Okay.
staked there. You staked 102 crown
Yeah.
in big fair, and you'll get a payout at the end of the season. And where that comes from, it actually takes a percentage of all the entry fees on all the tracks.
Okay.
So whatever entry fees that Big Brain Fairgrounds has got, you'll get a percentage based on what you staked.
Oh, okay.
So some guys, the big guys have made about 8 to 10 grand in a month just by
Mhm.
staking their crown
Wow.
because they're getting yeah. I mean, you probably need so I think I worked it out the other day. I think 15,000 crown, which is about 15,000 US, will get you about $350. Let's just say is a
Oh, nice.
rough estimate, and it's getting bigger. So more people who come and play, uh, the more races, the more entry fees, the
Mm-hmm.
more little cut that they take and put into the stake for the stakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a breeding is something we'll get into
Yeah.
about when you've got a female horse or a male horse. A
Mm-hmm.
marketplace is where you go and buy your horses. It's all in Derby. You can filter, so it's a good idea to filter types of horse. You know, you can filter by lowest, or you can actually sort it by
Mm-hmm.
lowest to highest.
Okay.
You see, like very quickly, you look at that. The B plus horse, its stars are pretty good. The foal of Heist, it's only a foal, so it can race in 2 seasons. It's a colt, which is a male horse.
Mm-hmm.
So a colt and a stallion are males, and a filly and a mare are females. So just
Yeah.
like a girl and a woman, and a boy and a man. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
situation. So that's all your different horses, and you can various amounts. Stats. The stats tab just gives you which horses are the best at the moment. Which yesterday's top horses, today's top horses, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Um, Crown, the Crown tab is just gives you information on the supply, so you get your price there 102, 103.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped on and got in. I think it was 60 cent when I started in August. So it has been up to $1.75. It's under a
Oh, yeah,
dollar at the
crown.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Crown. Yeah, the PFPs, which is interesting. The PFPs has been historically. So those little stylish studs. So basically, they're we call the PFPs.
Mm-hmm.
They originally bred all the horses in the game.
Yeah.
So people minted them at the very start for whatever amounts of sol, and basically said, and they got these delivered to their wallet. Then they basically were able to breed different style of studs, and the fillies or the marvelous mares, I can't think of the name, of the fillies. And that's how the horses were generated. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what's happening right there now? That's the mark. So you can stake your PFP to receive every day. You receive some crown every day.
Oh.
Okay, so if you want to buy a PFP, you stake it and you get crown every day. Okay,
Oh,
it's a
that's
way of
nice.
get it. So if you just look at the USD, the crown, so if you just go in the middle of it, so I can't do your, yeah, see the 84?
Mm-hmm.
So if you buy that PFTP for $4,560, which is
Okay.
USD price, you're actually buying crown at 84 cent. And we already know crown today is
Oh, you said,
buying a
sorry, you cut out.
discounted crown. Uh,
You
so
said,
you can
yeah,
see
go
that
ahead.
you're buying that PFP for $4,500,
Okay.
but you're actually the crown you're getting is actually only it's 84 cent. So you're getting
Mm-hmm.
discounted crown because the crown today is 103,
Yeah.
$1.03. Now what that means is that every day you'll get a small amount of crown until April, 12 months away. In 12 months, that's when PFP stop emitting crown. But that's a
Oh.
whole, if we could talk about that as a different
Mm-hmm.
part of the show if you want. Then you just got generally on the back to the left tab, you got news,
Mm-hmm.
which is just what's going on. At the moment, we got the 150th Kentucky Derby coming up. There's free scratches if you want to get scratches. They're free if you want to get into Super Fake. Then
Oh
you
wow.
should do that. You get 3 free tickets and you might win 100 grand.
Oh
The
wow.
next link is pretty. You probably read that, but learn to play is great because that has everything and anything you need to learn. If you want to read about it and you're not an audio learner, you can always do that visual side of things as
Mm-hmm.
well. Um, shout out to if you want to go on to YouTube, there's a guy called NFT Lino. He does great things. Leano
Oh,
NFT
one
Lino. He does
second.
great things on YouTube.
Y- You said NFT what? How do you spell it
NFT
again?
Lino. So Leano.
Okay. NFT lean. Okay. You said on YouTube?
Yeah, yeah, he's on YouTube.
Okay.
He's doing great things. Yeah, and then the next part is just your. So there's lots of good links in there if you want to read up on anything. What I've he says buying a horse, selecting races, types of races, injuries, breeding. It's all there.
Oh wow.
Um, so you read up on lots of different things, and then you just have your account and
Mm-hmm.
obviously log out.
Okay. Is there anything else? I would like to close that out with just putting in this my one horse to race. Is there any other information that you want to put out there before we just put this guy to race and then close it out?
Yeah, no, I think the biggest point of it, which I've learned over time, is that okay, when you have some fun with your trainer horse, put them in different discipline preferences and keep an eye on that fleet figure to see
Mm-hmm.
where he can try then narrow down into his best discipline preference and his
Mm-hmm.
best weather conditions because that's what you're going to have to do in real life if you're racing any paid races. You need to get to the best distance preference as quick as you can because it's costing you money to put them into races.
Yeah.
So it's very important that this is your test case. So you want to put Stalin into a race, Ian?
Oh, what is this symbol right here?
That just means they had to bring them across from somewhere else, and it's basically they're on the blockchain. Them NFTs. That horse called Stalin is an NFT on the blockchain. That's all that. That's what that means.
Okay. Yeah, I won this on the giveaway, so I haven't raced it
Oh
yet. So
yeah,
I
nice.
wanna.
I haven't raced it yet. Okay, we need to get
Yeah.
into a maiden. So okay, you tell me what you're doing then, and I'll tell you if you're doing it right.
Okay. And does is this decent? I guess the stars, or does it really kind of matter, or is this just like a subpar horse, or
We don't know. It could be anything at this stage. It
yeah,
really can't. It could be anything. Like I mean, yeah, you probably want more stars, but like it could be
yeah.
anything. It could
Okay.
be.
So left dirt firm. So just go to preferred,
Yeah.
right? Okay, and then
Yeah.
you said go to maiden, right?
Okay, yeah, well, if you can there is yeah, you can go, mate. Like this is quite late in the season, so so you're a firm horse, left dirt. So we're in left dirt. We know we are. We're firm.
Mhm.
So let's just go down and see if we can get a. Uh, yeah, you can
Max.
anything up to
Oh,
40.
anything what? Oh, before you said above 40. Oh, I think you might have cut out. Are you back? Oh no. If you're speaking, I can't hear you. Damn it. I don't know if you might have muted yourself or what happened here. I don't know if you want to try to join back in. Let me see. Yeah, try to join back in if you can, because I can't hear you. One second. All right, he left. Just give it a second so that he can hopefully come back and put this horse to race before we close it out. Gotta wait until he comes back. Oh, I don't know if he's going to come back. Okay, let me see if I can try to just put my horse into something. So I don't know what is going to work for him. It is a colt. So left, dirt, firm. I forgot there's four long. Okay, so let's see. Max is S max. Okay. I don't know if I want to put him in that. Let me go further down. Let's see. Wait, my horse is at A minus. Okay, so I can do this one. Juvenile stakes. Let's see. What is this? Unknown. 100%. Mine's at 1.5 stars. Handicap. I think I want to filter it down a little more though. I think maybe his internet or something cut off. Let me see. So left turning, dirt. I think that's the race type. Oh no. Oh, but I could do maiden. Which one was it? Oh, rain chance. 1.5 stars. Okay. I think I'll do. Well, it's pretty much oh, shoot. I don't know if it would say soft on there or not. Okay. Let's just leave it right there. So 60 to 100%. Yeah, why not? Let's just leave it there. Oh, what the? Oh, left dirt. Oh, I see what's going on here. Okay, so turf, dirt, left turning, dirt, left turning, turning dirt. Yeah, okay. Rain chance. 60. And then what else? I think that's it, right? And then the type of race type. I think he said what maiden if I haven't won one, but I haven't even raced one yet. So allowance. Oh, handicap restricted stakes. S max. I don't know if I want to go against S max. I think I should stay on this one. I don't know if he's gonna be. Oh, that's 100%. 2 years only. Oh, my horse is 2 years old, right? Yeah, age 2. Maybe I should just stay at the juvenile handicap stakes. 100%. Oh, maybe I should do that. Is it broken down to that? No. Okay. Juvenile handicap. Isn't this the type of race though? That's weird. Okay. It's gonna get interesting. Juvenile stakes. That's 20% though. I want higher. Let's apply that. Let's see what it comes up. Juvenile stakes, A max, 100%, 6 furlough. So I don't know if he's gonna be good at soft. But he is a 1.5, so maybe. But this could be. Oh, maybe I should do 80%. 80% right here, 8 furlough. But he did say he goes to 5, from like 5 to 11. Well, not this one. 2 years only though. I do like that. 60%, 8 furlough, 100. What is that? A plus max, 60%, 5 furlough. I think, man. And how much does it cost? Entry is 1.9K or 96K. So what is that? That's isn't that the 1.96 divided by? I think he said 80, right? How do I hold on? I don't even know if I have the entry fee amount though. I have 600 derby, so I don't even know if I can race. Oh, I could do this one. This is probably the only one I could do, honestly. What is this? 21.99 is allocated to this race and will be shared equally by entrants upon race completion. The amount shown in the range of the possible values per entrant. Yeah, I don't think he's going to come back. He must have disconnected. So I think I might just do this one because it's 100%, 1.1.5. And honestly, it's my only one that I can enter.